One.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing? We, I'm dijonketchup, and I'm gonna do some, Pokemon shiny things. And I'm here with...
I hear you're with someone. I forget. Who's here?
It's you.
Oh, heck, it's me. I'm Leggy.
That's Leggy. She's here with me. So, anyway, this is, gonna be a, let's see, what's the best way to describe this? Uh,
It's a
a,
shiny hunt. Like, what else
it's,
is there to say?
it's a shiny hunting showcase, but we're gonna it's gonna be like uh what's the word I'm looking for? Unconventional?
That works.
Okay. So yeah, let's get into this. This is gonna be across multiple games because I'm gonna show off multiple different ways of getting shiny Pokemon that not 100% intended, all of them. But yeah. So here we go. Oh, there it goes. So, we're going to start off doing some stuff with Pokemon Stadium 2. Partly because it's involved in some methodology, and partly because it was the easiest way for me to capture some Game Boy game stuff and stuff back and forth. So, bet you didn't think you would see Pokemon Stadium 2 here today, did you?
I did not.
Alright. So I've got my red cartridge in there right now. Oh, let me turn down the game volume, apparently. Alright, that should be better. Okay, so the Pokemon Stadium games. This is Pokemon Stadium 2, which is the one that was released after Gen 2 was out. Have a couple of convenient features that are going to help us out. Okay.
Chat saying your audio's off.
Okay, well, my microphone's all the way up, so I'm turning the game down some more. So,
I wanna be the very best.
keep an eye on
like
chat.
no one ever was. To catch them is my real test. To
I think we're
train
good.
them is my cause.
So, anyway, Pokemon Stadium 2 has some features that are going to help us out. Namely, we've got the Pokemon Lab, and we've got the Game Boy Tower. So, first we're going to go to the Pokemon Lab. And this allows you to browse stuff that's in your game and move Pokemon and things back and forth, and even has some storage on the cartridge memory itself. So we're gonna look at our Pokemon. So, a quick explanation. So everybody who's played through Gen 2 knows that there is a guaranteed shiny Pokemon. Correct?
Yeah, the Pidgeotto.
No. We're talking not the randomizer.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I got mixed up. I was doing a bingo the other night.
Oh, yeah.
The Gyarados.
Yeah. So there is a shiny red Gyarados in the Lake of Rage that you are guaranteed to encounter. Other than that, the encounter rate of a shiny Pokemon in Gen 2 is something like 1 in 8,000 something. That's a lot. But what if I was to tell you that through a bit of an exploit, we can guarantee us a second shiny Pokemon?
Me?
Exactly. So anyway, I have the red Gyarados from another file, for my silver version, currently in my red version. And the game knows that it is a shiny, despite it being on a red cartridge, because Pokemon have these things that are called IVs, or back in these generations they were DVs or something like that, that basically determine how good your individual Pokemon stats are among its species. And they go from 0 to 31 for each stat. In Generation 2, shininess was determined by these DVs. There's a specific, couple sets of DVs that can make a Pokemon shiny. So, even if it's a Pokemon that's in a Generation 1 cartridge or sent over from Gen 1 to Gen 2, the Gen 2 games can recognize that it is shiny. There's no flag or anything. There's no, secret other hidden values like in the newer games. It's just based off that. It can make the calculation, and it will know that this Gyarados is shiny no matter how many Gen 1 games I send it to. So, the move set, well, not the entire move set, but part of this move set is very important. Because you can see, I gave it the TM Mimic from Generation 1. So, we're going to go over to the Game Boy Tower, which allows us to play our Pokemon cartridge on the Nintendo 64. And we're going to do some stuff in Pokemon Red. Now, there's some extra loading times to do with coming from the transfer pack in the controller to the Nintendo 64 itself. But it'll be fine. And once things have loaded, they'll be in the RAM, so they won't have to load again as long as we're in the game still. So, again, we have Gyarados. It doesn't look shiny here because there was no shiny. And I'm going to go ahead and just use the Pokemon Center real quick. It's got to do its loading thing because the game. Turns out there's a bit of latency between the controller and the console when it comes to sending signals from a cartridge that's plugged into the controller. Yep, I did get that level 7 Mew from another glitch. I used the Trainer Fly glitch, which is not what we're going to be using tonight, but... So, we are in a very particular location, because our guaranteed shiny is over this way. Now, let me check my... Okay, I've got some Ultra Balls. So we're just gonna... Okay, that is not what we're looking for. So, Leggy, do you happen to
Because
know
one
what
level
Pokemon are
23
here? Sorry, what was that?
doesn't level 23 Pidgey. I know that obviously there's Pidgey. Oh, that's a Ditto.
Yes, this is what we're looking for. So we're just gonna use
Oh.
Mimic and learn Transform. And of course, Ditto's gonna transform into us. And then we're gonna transform into the transformed Ditto. We're just gonna keep doing this until it decides to use Transform again. Which, RNG, it could take a while. Oh, it actually KO'd me. That's not great.
Oof.
Do I have any revives? I do. So we're gonna revive our Gyarados here.
Yeah, that Dragon Rage is oofa doofa.
Yeah, Dragon Rage is a set 40 damage. And we're gonna switch back to the Gyarados before it transforms into something else. So hopefully, nope, it's gonna Dragon Rage again. That's
Well, you're not gonna die this time.
no.
Got any potions?
Hopefully. Here's a super potion. That's 50.
We've got a stack of them.
Okay, it lowered my defense, which really doesn't matter. I'm gonna Mimic Transform again. Yeah, you're kind of at the mercy of RNG here. Which is a bit unfortunate, but...
Yeah. I mean, really what you can do.
I mean, it wouldn't be Pokemon without RNG.
It wouldn't be a Pokemon if you didn't randomly get KO'd by a damage range you weren't expecting.
Exactly. Like, did you have a 1 in 4 chance of using this? Why aren't you using it? Come on. So, yep, this is the showcase. It's just 2 hours of this.
Honestly, I wish you had the Water Gun TM so you could just teach it over Dragon Rage.
Oh, it did it. It transformed.
Yay!
Yay, indeed. Now we're gonna try and catch it. Okay.
Pokeball, go! Go!
I missed the Pokemon. So...
I do like how it had to load data for you trying to catch the Pokemon.
Yeah. Like I said, oh, I have a lemonade in here. That's good. Like I said, as it turns out, having a cartridge connected to your controller isn't exactly the most efficient way of reading data off of the cartridge. Okay. We used a Dragon Rage, so let's... Alright, we caught a Ditto.
Yay!
What do we want to nickname this Ditto?
Chat says Mash B.
Mash B? Okay. Mash B was transferred to Bill's PC. So, let's... So we have to go back to the Pokemon Center because... in order to use Oak's Lab, you have to be saved at a Pokemon Center. I'm pretty sure this is just a preventative measure to keep you from getting stuck somewhere if you take all your Pokemon out of your party.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna save here. Also, notice I'm in Fuchsia City with only 3 badges. You can actually do that without any kind of glitch or anything. It's entirely possible.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay. So we saved. So we're gonna quit out of the Game Boy Tower and go back to Oak's lab.
Actually, can you get there on 2 badges? Or do you need the 3rd for something?
You know, you might be able to get there on 2. I don't think Surge's badge is needed for anything that takes you there.
Yeah, Surge just gives you Fly.
Well, yeah. Which is important, but... Anyway, so we're back to Oak's lab.
Before we get lost in the discourse of Pokemon 1 routing.
Right. So we're gonna switch the box. I think it would have gone to this one. Yep, there's Mash B. And look at that. The star in the corner of its model that's flashing means it's shiny.
And hey, it comes with Metal Powder.
Yep. I believe all Dittos from Gen 1 come with a metal powder if transferred over.
Okay.
But yeah, so there's this weird, I don't know if you'd call it a glitch or just an exploit, where in Gen 1, if Ditto transforms and then transforms again into the same Pokemon that transformed into it and did all that rigmarole, it ends up with permanently changed DVs. And since we had a shiny Pokemon, it copied the shiny DVs permanently. So you can get a shiny Ditto. You can do this in, you can do this in the original cartridges. You can also do this on the 3DS Virtual Console re-releases. You can't use Pokemon Stadium to move them back and forth, obviously, but you can trade. So yeah, you can get yourself a guaranteed shiny Ditto fairly easily in Gen 1 and Gen 2. But,
for all the good that a shiny Ditto will do you.
Yeah. But the fun doesn't stop there. So, what's the special thing about Ditto in relation to breeding?
It can breed with anything.
Exactly. There's some limitations, like it can't breed with legendaries or whatnot, but yeah.
I mean, it can breed with anything that otherwise can breed.
Yeah. And because of the way shiny DVs are passed down, or DVs in general are passed down, shiny Pokemon actually have the ability to breed Pokemon that, shiny Pokemon, normally 1 in 8,000 something odds. Well, breeding with a shiny Pokemon can bring that down as low as 1 in 64.
Dang.
So this Ditto is a shiny breeding machine. And so, that's going to end up bringing us into our next thing, which, if you'll give me just one moment, I have to turn off the N64 to swap cartridges in the transfer pack. So now I've got my copy of Pokemon Silver. And we're gonna have a bit of fun with this. So, there's another lesser-known kind of quirk to Pokemon Stadium. Well, parts of it are known, parts of it are unknown. So, I'm gonna actually hop into let's hop into the Challenge Cup real quick. It might be the easiest way to show it off. So, well, I don't know if this is super noticeable, but basically, when it comes to Pokemon that have nicknames, yeah, the DV breeding mechanic is specific to Gen 2. After Gen 2, there are separate, there's like a separate secret number that determines like shininess and stuff that's not tied to stats. But yeah, I don't know how obvious it's gonna be on these particular Pokemon, but there's a thing in Pokemon Stadium games where nicknaming your Pokemon gives them slightly different color schemes. As you can see on the Magnemite, so there's, you can see it's like different casing for the nickname. So if it will go back to zooming in on the Magnemite, you'll notice that the game is not zooming in on it because it makes it. There it is. Notice how the poles on the magnets are different colors slightly.
Yeah, as opposed to the usual red and blue.
Yeah, like the shading is off. And let me see if any of these other ones are. I think Geodude generally has some difference. Yeah, some cases are more noticeable than others.
So the real question is, are they white and gold or blue and black?
It enshrouded itself in mist.
This was a mistake.
Yes, having me here was a mistake.
So I don't know if you caught it when Geodude opened its mouth to, like, yell when it came out, but its mouth was, like, blue inside. So anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna back out of this. Yeah, on here you can't see it in the, like, models because it just shows the default models. But anyway, yeah. Nicknaming your Pokemon has a way of changing the shading along like a color spectrum, and different Pokemon have like different ranges that are based on like their color schemes and their models to begin with. And where you fall in that range on the color wheel is determined by some like factor of like adding the hex code of your trainer name, the hex code of your trainer ID, and the hex code of your Pokemon's nickname. It's like a formula based on that compared to the range that Pokemon can have.
Huh.
There's some documentation out there on it that I looked at. It's really neat. And I came across this information from a video on YouTube from a YouTuber named Tama Hero. So, yeah, she's got a video about, like, this like, coloring thing, and what I'm about to get into, which is, shiny Pokemon do not change their shade. If a Pokemon is shiny, it stays at that default shiny color, no matter what you nickname it.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense, you know? You got a shiny, you want it to be the shiny color. There's a handful of Pokemon where you can nickname them in a way that will give them the same color that they are when they are shiny. I know Weedle and Kakuna are two of them, and I believe there's two more. Some Pokemon will change their, like, texture map or whatever entirely in their shiny form. Clefairy being the only one I remember off the top of my head that does that. But going off of that, what do you think happens with eggs?
I'm assuming they change color based off on what's inside them?
Well, generally they take estrogen, but but yeah, so eggs are a different color based upon what Pokemon is in the egg. You know, seems simple enough, right? So,
Right.
well, you can't nickname an egg. So, in theory, the egg for that species should stay the same color across any game. Right?
Wrong.
Exactly. So, the game treats it as that species. But it treats egg as a nickname. Meaning that
Of course it does.
you're going to have the egg's coloring based off of that nickname formula using the nickname egg. And remember what we said about shiny Pokemon. Their color doesn't change. So, there's a way to tell if an egg is shiny before hatching it using Pokemon Stadium 2. Which is helpful when using the 1 in 64 reading method with the Ditto. But there are some drawbacks to that. See, setting up for the showcase, I was going to breed a shiny Ditto and have the egg or not shiny Ditto, shiny Venonat, because it's my favorite. And I was going to have the egg to show off. But, ignore my box names. I happened upon something unfortunate. I calculated the nickname thing and the Pokemon and found that this is what a shiny egg looks like. And it's going to be the same shiny egg color for any Pokemon that's in it. It's always that same default color. Well, based off of calculations, that's what my Venonat egg looks like.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's not quite the same, but if you're looking at a Nintendo 64 screen on your TV, yeah, you can't tell the difference.
And is that true for other species of Pokemon as well?
It can be, yes. Like I said, it's based upon the hex code for your trainer name and the hex code for your trainer ID, and the hex code of the nickname. And then that's compared to the range on the species.
Oh, so your name Allison with that trainer ID just got completely unlucky.
Yeah, it is a plus it is a +5 difference on the scale. The scale that goes from -180 to 180. And in fact, turns out my name sucks because a lot of Pokemon are this way. So, after some calculations based on stuff that I had and could easily get, I found something that had enough of a difference.
Uh-huh.
Can you spot the shiny? I'm asking you a question.
I'm trying. Chat, can you help me out here?
Natara sees
there it is. Yeah, it's the second row all the way on the right.
Yep. This is a shiny. That's the default egg color. This is non-shiny with the egg nickname. So,
What a horrible night to have a curse.
okay, let me find that egg. Oh, there it is. Yeah, if you're scrolling through a list, you can easily see the change.
Yeah, dang.
So we're just gonna put that in our party. We're just gotta go over to the GB tower. Now, the Game Boy Tower in this game can actually be a lot more useful than it is right now. But this is a fairly clean save file, because I bought this cartridge maybe like a year or two ago, and just haven't played through it yet. So this is not my like childhood cartridge with like everything completed. But you can unlock what are known as called the Dodrio and Doduo Game Boy Towers, which increase the speed you can play the games at. But like Nintendo, for whatever reason, wanted you to earn the ability to do stuff, and especially more so with the Gen 2 games, because you can unlock Doduo and Dodrio Game Boy Towers for red, blue, yellow, and in Japan, green. Just by completing some stuff in round 1. But to unlock it for gold, silver, and crystal, you have to complete pretty much all of round 2. And if you've ever played this game, you know that that's not an easy task, and the AI cheats. Like, it literally will read your inputs and make its decision based off of that. It cheats hard. But that's a bit off topic. We're talking about shinies here. So, you can see we've got our egg here. It's an egg. Doesn't look any different on here because it doesn't differentiate. For the sake of brevity, I had to load my bike.
Look, T-Shot, you wouldn't download a bike.
Watch me. I went ahead and walked with it a bunch so that it would hatch really quickly in this showcase. We've got an Oddish.
It's a bit of an odd-ish.
What are we gonna nickname our Oddish?
This time I'll wait for chat to actually provide actual answers. I'm seeing best-ish in the chat.
Alright, let's go with best-ish. Is it the best? It's the best-ish. Making sure I spelled that right because I'm dyslexic. And if we go to our best-ish, if you look in the top right corner, you see those 3 sparkles, confirming that it is indeed a shiny Pokemon.
Indeed.
So, we now have a shiny Oddish. And, it's all thanks to... Oh, hey, I have an egg I can pick up. I don't... But, here's our shiny Ditto. It's not the one that I just caught, but it's one that I caught before. There's an Oddish over there. And here's the old man who has an egg for me that I don't really want at the moment. So, one downside to this method is that you can't release eggs the way that you can release Pokemon. The game won't allow it.
I see.
So, like... So, you can see there's a release option. Oh! You can release an egg through Stadium.
Huh.
You can't do it in the PC box, in the game itself. But that way, you can get rid of all those eggs that aren't shiny that you don't want. It's better than hatching all of them. Of course, if you're me, and you picked a terrible name for yourself, and you can't tell if the eggs are shiny or not because they look about the same, I still have to hatch all those if I want to figure out if it's a shiny Venonat or not. Unless I get, like, really good vision sometime soon. Which is not going to happen. But yeah, those are some fun, shiny hunting exploits, etc. that you can use Pokemon Stadium 2 to help with. I mean, using the nickname thing isn't really an exploit. It's built into the game. It's just understanding how that works is the thing. I would hesitate to call the guaranteed shiny Ditto a glitch. But it's still kind of an exploit because it's not intended.
Yeah, it definitely feels like unintended behavior, especially because of the way that it overrides the data by
I think
cloning
it's
and then uncloning and then cloning again.
I think it's less undefined behavior and more like fuzzy logic.
Hey!
I did the thing with my mouth. No, I phrased that bad. No, stop. Go back.
You did the word thing.
I did words with my face. And
words.
I think that is it for the Pokemon Stadium portion of this presentation. And now, got a couple more things to show off over the next hour. But I have to change some stuff around because of the way my setup is. So, if you will allow me a couple moments to do such a thing. And I'm just gonna continue with my mouth words. So fun fact, I tried putting an HDMI switch on my monitors so that I could easily swap back and forth as needed, but turns out these monitors don't like that. And so they're just like, "What? No, there's nothing displaying. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?" And I'm just like, "It's clearly there. It's plugged in. Like, just do it already." And it's like, "What? No, there's nothing here." So now I have to manually switch stuff around whenever I want to use a different thing with the monitor. Technology. It's a thing. Okay, let's see, where were we? I gotta move all my stuff back onto this monitor. Then okay. You can show up at any time now.
Big money, big money, big money, big money.
OBS, why are you like this?
What a horrible night to have a curse.
So, hey, there we go.
Woo!
And hopefully that's not drowning anything out. Ugh. But, so this is Pokemon Silver. Again. You may be, saying, but wait, we were just using Pokemon Silver.
But wait, we were just using Pokemon Silver.
Exactly. Well, here's the thing. I wanted to set up a different file on this because it was easier. Because it doesn't require Pokemon Stadium. So, you know. So this is a save file that I kind of tooled around and did stuff with. We have a very specific setup going here. Yeah, Sobble's just kind of peeking from behind the game.
Right. Doing a big ol' lurk.
Peeking from behind a game that was made like 20 years before it existed. Oh god, I just made myself feel old. I was in middle school when this came out. Oh. Oh no.
It's okay, let's get... Just get back to the gameplay, we don't have to worry about time.
Yeah, we've still got another hour. So, you may notice we have an egg. A lot of exploits involve eggs. We've got a Charizard. It's mostly here because it knows Fly. We have Rocky, the Onix. In Pokemon Silver, well, all three of the Gen 2 games, you can trade a Bellsprout for an Onix, nicknamed Rocky. This one is at level 5 for a reason.
Alright.
We traded a level 5 Bellsprout for it. Here's a Quagsire. It's holding a protein, and its first move is Sleep Talk. These are also important things. So, we're gonna do some, have you ever heard of Ace?
Yeah. Ace people are hella valid.
Yes, yes they are.
But also, yes, I am aware of arbitrary code execution.
Yes, arbitrary code execution. Oh, y'all were bored? Oh, goodness. Yeah, we're gonna do some, arbitrary code execution. So... gonna look at our PC right here. So, Bill's PC, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're counting here, 7, 8. Oh, that's a thing. That's not 10, 11, 12. Yeah. Then we look at my, my PC with the items. So, these are, mostly very specific things that we've got going here. Some of them are not specific at all, but some of them are. You know, TM26, 94 super repels, you know, 87 dire hits, another 55 super repels. You know, these are just like normal things to have, right?
Right. Yeah, 46 potions makes sense. Depends how... 41 flower mails is a bit weird.
Well, it's a good thing it's 51 then. That's less weird. But yeah, there's a Thunder
Yeah,
Punch
you got
TM.
me there.
Oh, the TM for Toxic. Yeah. So, for the most part, this is very specific stuff. As one does with arbitrary code execution. So, I set all that up in advance. Mostly because it would have taken a bunch of time to do it on the stream that no one really wants to see, and also because I used a save editor to get all those items. you know, for brevity's sake. I'm not a cheater or anything. You wouldn't download 51 flower mails. I need to be careful not to hatch this egg. Wow, that's a phrase that... You know what? No, we're not going there. Yeah. So, our inventory is mostly unimportant. But what is important is the coin case. Did y'all know that the coin case is incredibly broken?
This does not surprise me.
Well, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I should have, like, written down notes or something. So. This, of course, being a shiny hunting showcase. We can get us any shiny we want just with the coin case and, like, all those other things I showed you. So. Chat. What shiny Pokemon should we get? Keeping in mind it's the first 251. Alright, we've got a request for an Eevee. So.
Eevee good.
Eevee very good.
Dijon very good.
Wow. I did not come here to get attacked. So what we're gonna do is, remember box 9? We're gonna change its name here. So first we're gonna do exclamation point /RZ. And then, we're going to find the hex code for Eevee. Does anyone know what number Eevee is?
I want to say 133.
I think that's right, because I think Vaporeon is 134.
Let me double check. Yes, yes it is.
Okay,
nailed it. Heck yeah.
133, the hex code that is associated with it is !, close bracket.
Yeah, that's life.
Okay. So we're just gonna close that out. Now we need to go to a specific place for this. So we're gonna go to Cherry Grove. And then we need to walk into the Pokemart. Gotta go back out. Go 1, 2, 3, 4 steps to the right. Now, one important key to this is we gotta go to the Pokedex. And we have to open the entry for one of a handful of different specific Pokemon. The quickest one for me to get to here is Bellsprout. But it also works with Machop, and there's a few others. I think Machoke also works. But I mean, if you're playing this game, you're likely to have seen Bellsprout because of the Sprout Tower. So now that I've done that and played its cry, gotta go to the pack. Gotta use the coin case. And, well, it may seem like nothing happened. But, We're just gonna bike around a bit. Yeah, just gonna keep biking. Oh, here we go. And if we did everything right, which I think we did. Yeah! That's an Eevee!
Eevee!
That's right, we turned that egg into an Eevee egg.
Nice.
What are we gonna name it?
Meevee.
Okay.
It's like Eevee with an M in front.
And it's all lowercase too, so we're gonna... There's the V. Meevee. But, well, you might be saying to yourself, that's not shiny. This is the shiny showcase. What are you trying to pull? Also, why does it know Tackle, Disable, and Foresight? Well, that's because it was a Venonat egg. And, it doesn't change the moves that the egg had. It's kind of weird like that.
See, I had just assumed it was something like, oh yeah, because of the way that Eevee's, learn set is when you breed one, it has weird things.
No. Whatever, moveset that the Pokemon in the egg was going to have when it hatched is what moveset this will have. So it's technically not legal. But that's irrelevant for now. So, we have a bit more work to do.
We have not completed the Pokemon transmutation.
This is not even its final form. So...
We have to go deeper.
We're gonna...
God, now I want an Inception parody starring a Hypno.
Speaking of Inception, Elliot Page, huh? Pretty great.
Heck yeah. Elliot Page, good.
Indeed. Okay. So, we've renamed Box 9 again. Now, we've got to do 4 steps. And Bellsprout again. And we gotta move through. So if you start off on the page with the coin case, you have to move the pages around or otherwise it'll break everything. Arbitrary code execution.
As you do.
And let's check our Eevee. Hey! So, fun fact, I actually didn't finish. So, what happened here was, there were 2 Box 9 codes that I was supposed to use for the arbitrary code execution to make it shiny. I did the first one, and it came out shiny, which means that the other DVs that it had were already shiny DVs. So that's kind of funny. Also, check out its gender now.
Hell yeah, trans dude Eevee.
We transed an Eevee. So yeah, it's It's a fairly simple thing we can do.
Oh yeah, isn't that because Gen 2 gender is tied to DVs?
Exactly. The gender is tied to DVs. So, if you ever see, like, speedruns of this game, of any of the Gen 2 games, where they don't, where they're, like, they'll say that, like, reset if they get a female starter or whatever. That's because females are on the lower end of the DV spectrum, the way that they set it up. Probably not on purpose, but definitely not great implications there.
Gen 2, I award you a vintage Geik.
Yeah. But, again, gender not tied to DVs or IVs in future generations. Also tied to, basically like the same invisible numbers that determine shininess and stuff. And also, fun fact, determine which cocoon Wurmple evolves into.
Huh. I always thought Wurmple was like a day-night thing.
Nope. It is basically completely random. Based on an invisible number that, you can't really change anyway. But anyway, I may have hacked my ID number too. So yeah, I think we're a little bit ahead of where I actually anticipated us being at this point. So, what we can do... Let's see. Gosh, wish I had put more codes in my notes, because there's a lot more stuff you can do with this Box 9 stuff. So, for the record, I will point out that some of these items that you have to have in the PC are fairly late game. Like, TM26, the Earthquake TM, is in Victory Road. And... let's see, what else was there? Oh, the pass for the train you get in Kanto. And you have to defeat Janine, who is the Fuchsia City gym leader, to get TM06. So this particular setup, you can't use very early game. You have to get most of the way through it. There are other setups, however, ones that don't require having items in the PC. I don't have one set up that I can show off, but like through websites like Glitch City and stuff, you can find all sorts of different things you can do with the coin case. Everyone and their mom has done a YouTube video on it using different setups. There are some setups that you can use fairly early on, basically as soon as you have access to a Quagsire. And it involves basically you have to do a lot more box naming. Like, okay, so if you saw my boxes in Pokemon Stadium when I had my silver game in there and I told you to ignore the box names, those were for a different form of this. So, fun fact, when I was talking about stuff being locked behind things in Pokemon Stadium 2 for the Gen 2 games, you can't transfer Pokemon from Gen 1 to a Gen 2 game unless you've registered 150 plus Pokemon in the Pokedex. I was nowhere near that on my silver copy, so I used a different arbitrary code execution that involved like renaming like a ton of boxes to those very weirdly specific names that you may or may not have seen when I had Stadium up, to where it would manipulate. First off, you would manipulate a specific TM into your inventory that you need to attach to the Quagsire in that case. And then from there, you would use it to manipulate a TM into the wrong pocket, into this pocket. And so, whenever you tried to use it from this pocket, it would activate the arbitrary code execution. That's one you can do fairly early on if you want to, like, you know, get something that you normally wouldn't be able to have until later on, or, you know, arbitrary code execute shiny Pokemon and stuff. All that. By the time you get to Goldenrod. So yeah, that was another example of arbitrary code execution using the boxes and stuff. But I think the most well-known is probably the coin case glitches, just because it involves only changing the name of one box.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and fun fact, if you have the 3DS Virtual Console versions of Gen 2, you can use this same method that I did here, or one of the other methods, to get whatever shiny Pokemon you want. And with the exceptions of possibly Mew and Celebi, you can send them through the Pokemon Transporter to Pokemon Box or Pokemon Home from there, and it's completely legal. The game will not say that it's been hacked or anything. You have to make sure it has legal moves, which is another thing you can change with some of these box codes.
Huh.
Yeah. I think for changing the code... Well, actually, I don't know. There's a lot you can do with arbitrary code execution in this game. There are a lot of YouTube videos out there. Let's see. This method... 'cause I've seen several of them. This method was outlined in a video, I think, by John Stone. And a few others that I've seen. There was another one, the method that I used on my physical cartridge. I think the username had, like, crystal in it or something. I don't know. Trying to cite my sources and doing a really shit job at it. But, also, Glitch City, Smogon, stuff like this is documented on those websites. I think Bulbapedia has a page on the coin case glitch. Although, Bulbapedia is hit or miss on executing glitches sometimes. Yeah, that's,
Heck yeah.
yeah. Oh, to get a legal, Mew this way to send through the Poké Transporter, you can use arbitrary code execution to change the trainer ID and trainer name to the one from a giveaway that it determines is legal, even though like there's no way to actually have gotten it from a Gen 1 cartridge to the future. I don't know. I guess Nintendo was trying to cover their bases on that one. Celebi, I don't know if Celebi can be transported or not. I imagine it must be able to because in Crystal you can do the Celebi event that was restored for the Virtual Console, and that can be shiny. So I guess they would have to let that one through, as long as it's got legal moves and stuff. But anyway, I'm rambling. We're gonna save this. I don't know why. But we're gonna move on to our next thing. And that's gonna be coming up once I can pull it up. So this this next part, this is on the DS, and by that I mean DS emulation, because who has a DS capture card anymore? And so, a bit of warning. This is gonna be a bit slow. Actually, you can go ahead and turn it on now, Amy. So it's gonna be a bit on the slower side because DS emulation runs like garbage on my computer because it's like 7 years old and has a GTX 630 in it. Yeah. So it's not gonna run great, and to get it to run as good as I could, I had to disable the sound. So we're just gonna have the dulcet tones of Pretzel Rocks playing in the background.
Yeah, cozy beats.
Heck yeah. Beats that I can't actually hear. Because, But anyway, this is the DS. More specifically, this is Pokémon. And, more specifically than that, it's Pokemon Diamond version. Although, what I'm going to show you works on all of the Gen 4 games, including Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. All of those. So, this is another one that I set up in advance because it would have taken way too long to set up on here, and I still may not have gotten it because of lag coming from the emulator. So, I took the shortcut and edited the save file a little bit, but went through the process of calculating stuff. And by process, I mean I used a program called RNG Reporter. It's freely available, and it's a thing that is used for a lot of RNG manipulations in Pokemon games that require specific timings. Like, we're talking frame-specific timings. If you see, like, when they're doing speed runs, and they have some of the timing stuff, they probably use, well, they may have used RNG Reporter to calculate that, along with a program called Eon Timer, which is used for timing things in Pokemon games. Leggy, you know the arbitrary code execution run for Pokemon trading card game, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Eon Timer is used for that.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. So anyway, as you can see, this is running pretty slow. This was the best I could do on this computer with this equipment. Turns out DS emulation, pretty difficult. So, do you like shiny Pokemon?
I mean, isn't that why I'm here?
Is 1 in 8,000 something odds too much for you?
Yes, usually.
And the 1 in 64 I showed you earlier is still too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
What if we got it down to, like, 1 in 4?
1 in 4? We can get around there, yeah. You know what? Let's rearrange our party. We're gonna put Jigglypuff up front. And then let's just we'll walk around in the grass. Go very slowly because computer. There's a Bidoof. It's not shiny though. We'll run from it. So, yeah, no shiny charm or anything. This is like full odds shiny hunting right here. So there's another. So we're up to like 2 encounters. So we're inching closer to the like 1 in 8,000. Oh! Wait, hey! Third try, we did it.
Well, hey!
There's a shiny Bidoof. So let's pay no attention to the Master Balls I put in here. It's fine. Game? Oh, there it goes. I used 1 Master Ball. 1 parentheses 1. Anyway, we've got a shiny Bidoof now.
Woo!
But, that went so fast, maybe we can keep going with shiny hunting. What do we want to name this Bidoof?
Bidoofus.
Bidoofus, okay. Alright. But yeah, we've got some time left. Let's keep going. well... Huh? There's a Badoo.
Woo.
It's not shiny, though. We've got half an hour left. I think we can find another shiny by then. What do you think?
I have faith.
Oh! We got another shiny Bidoof.
What? How?
Just lucky, I guess. Anyway, we're gonna catch it. And then we'll name this one Dijon. So we're up to 2 Bidoofs that are shiny. Now there's just a boring old Shanks. Run away from that.
Shanks.
Look at that. Shiny Starly.
Yeah, nice.
So we're doing pretty good. That's like, what? 3 shinies? Right there?
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Oh my god, Shabda, yes. We're cleaning up tonight. Man, I can't believe how
yeah.
lucky. Oh! Another Bidoof. So, Leggy,
Yeah.
do you have any idea what's going on at all?
You're somehow making a lot of shiny Pokemon appear very quickly.
Yes.
That's as much as I got. I'm assuming there's some dark trickery going on here.
Yes, there is. And this Bidoof will tell you all about it. This is a glitch with, Cute Charm.
Yeah. Sorry, what?
It's
What is the glitch with the Q charm?
So, there's a reason we've got this Jigglypuff here.
Mm-hmm.
Jigglypuff has an ability called Cute Charm. Now it says contact with the Pokemon may cause infatuation. However,
Right.
that's not all this does. Starting with Pokemon Emerald, so not Ruby and Sapphire or anything, just Emerald and on. It also has this effect where if you have it leading in battle, it will, when you encounter a wild Pokemon, 2/3 of the time, that Pokemon will be the opposite gender. Now,
Alright.
that on its own doesn't equal shinies. Well, remember how I told you that there are, like, secret numbers that determine shininess? These numbers also determine things like, gender, nature, you know. And they are calculated based off of the, you know, the trainer ID and a combination of things like that. And of course, the trainer has its own secret ID. So you've got basically your ID that you can see in the game, and a second ID that you can't see. For the purposes of this demonstration, I just used a save editor after finding the correct calculations. But, remember how I mentioned RNG reporter and Eon timer?
Mm-hmm.
So what you're supposed to use those for is to find what frame, basically, you need to, like, start your game on and stuff in order to get the correct combination of trainer ID and secret ID in order to be able to use this glitch.
Huh.
So essentially the way that Q worked in this generation, and like I said, it works for all Gen 4 games, it makes it so that the, like, Pokemon IDs of the Pokemon that you find in the wild are ones that are, like, a specific range of the opposite gender. And so the way they set it up was that there was, it would force one of 32 numbers, or IDs. One for each, nature. Or is it 25? Something like that. It's 1 in 25, I think. However many natures there are, it was one in that. Well, so because of shininess being determined by the same numbers, and compared to your trainer ID and secret ID, it was entirely possible for the stars to align and to have the correct combination that would make... Well, here, let me just give you a visual representation. This is not the entire chart. This was taken from Smogon, by the way. This isn't the entire chart, but on this chart you can see the different groups of which numbers would come up shiny when using Cute Charm with each type of gender. So there's like one straight chart for male gender, you'll see at the top. And then for female genders, it's a little different because it's based on what percentage of that species can be female. Like most are 50-50, but there's some that's like, you know, starters are like, you know, 17.5% female, I think, or something like that. But anyway, what you would do is you pick one of those groups, and it's easier if my cursor was showing. Say, for example, the one that I used for this demonstration was male lead, because you can see the Jigglypuff I have is male. And I picked Shiny Group 1, because generally if you're going to do this, you want to pick one with a Shiny Group that is full, and not like, say, Shiny Group 4 that has one thing in it. So, anytime I would come across, basically you put in the hex number that's there, showing with the Shiny Group header. You put that into the whole thing that calculates it for you in the RNG reporter. Like, RNG reporter, like, legit straight up has a whole separate menu just for, like, the Cute Charm glitch, I believe. So, you do all that, and it would calculate, you know, the correct combination of trainer ID and secret ID, and it would run that through, like, the RNG tables and everything to find what frame you would need to, like, start on to get that correct. And, like, again, it's like a frame-perfect thing, so it's something that can be set up, but it might take you a few hours, or a couple of days, maybe, depending on how good you are at timing it. But I mean, like, it's entirely humanly possible with these tools. So, you can have, let's see, if you have a male Jigglypuff with Cute Charm in the lead, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different shiny, natures. And Cute Charm gives you a 66% chance, basically, of encountering a female. Then that's like, you know, a 2/3 chance to find the female, and then once you've found the female, an 8 in however many chance to find a shiny. Meaning that's even better odds than the 1 in 64 Ditto breeding. It has its limitations. I don't know if it works with static encounters, which are like things like, for an example off the top of my head, in Gen 2, if you would talk to the Sudowoodo, something like that. I don't know if that works. If it's a Pokemon that only has one gender, it will not work, even if that gender is the opposite gender of your lead Pokemon with Cute Charm. It does not work with genderless Pokemon. So, for genderless or one gender Pokemon, it does not activate Cute Charm. which needs to be activated in order to get the shiny luck. So, doesn't help you with any shiny legendaries except for Heatran, which has both genders for some reason. I don't know why. It's weird. But yeah. Pokemon.
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 But yeah, like I said, Smogon has an entire page on this glitch, which is where I got this chart. It's also got links, I believe, to RNG Reporter somewhere, and probably Eon Timer as well. But yeah, no, if you like... But if you like, look at the natures on all these shinies that I found. You know, lovely, adamant, bold, relaxed. I mean, check that first box on the chart.
Woo!
They're all there. And every one of the Pokemon I would find of that nature on this file, as long as I have the Jigglypuff up front, as long as it's female, it'll be shiny. You know, with the obvious exceptions that I mentioned before.
Right.
So yeah, takes a bunch of time to set up, but if you want easy Gen 4 shinies, yeah, there you go. And of course, like, you can, you know, first of all, in order to use this, you'd have to get the Jigglypuff with Cute Charm. I feel like there's probably some other Pokemon that has Cute Charm, but Jigglypuff is the most common. And of course, you can switch Jigglypuff out with something else, or take Jigglypuff out of your party to quote-unquote deactivate the glitch. It only works when you have Cute Charm up front, basically. And because you can only pick one of the groups, all the shinies that I'd be able to get from this save file would be female. Like, I couldn't put a female Jigglypuff up front and get shinies that way. It wouldn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Because, obviously, the IDs don't match up. But yeah, it's just one of those weird little quirks in the code that, you know, obviously wasn't really something that they would test for, and people found it, and it existed for all of Gen 4. So, if you have any of those games, you want to start a new game, you want a lot of shinies, you want to impress your friends, you know, there you go. And let me show you. I was playing around with this some too before, when I was setting this whole thing up. And if it doesn't take a year for me to walk to the Pokemon Center, but yeah, obviously I would not have been able to set this up with the way that this is lagging without editing the save file. I also tried to put the same 42069 ID on this one, but as it turns out, with that ID, trainer ID, there are no combinations that work. But you can see my collection. There's another Starly, Bidoof. That's a regular Shinx. Bidoof, regular Bidoof. Regular Starly, shiny Bidoof, shiny Shinx.
Multi-Bidoof combo.
Yeah. Got a lot of Bidoofs in the process. But you can see this one's lonely. So, yeah, those are a bunch of fun ways to get shiny Pokemon. They're fairly limited to Gen 2 and Gen 4. There was a method of manipulating shiny frames in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon that I was going to show off, but one, I didn't think I would have time for it, which, I mean, I did. And two, 3DS emulation runs even worse on my computer. And, but yeah, that basically uses RNG Reporter to find the frames for shiny Pokemon along with Eon Timer. And my guess is it probably would work with some of the other generations. I haven't looked into it enough outside of Gen 7. And let's see, we've got 10 minutes left, so what are some fun facts I can fill? Oh! Here's a hilarious, well, I guess it's not hilarious, but a funny fact. So, in Generation 2, another thing that's determined by DVs is what letter an unknown is.
Huh.
And since shininess is based on, like, 2 sets of IVs, there are only 2 letters that can be shiny. Anyone want to guess what those letters are?
S and H is my guess.
It is not. It's, funny enough, it is I and V.
Lamau.
Yeah, that's... I find that an amusing fact. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but it's kind of funny that even though they were called DVs back then instead of IVs, I and V are the 2 shinies. What are some other fun things? Most people probably know this already. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. The Pokemon appear as shiny on the overworld, so you'll know before you encounter them.
Huh.
Because you saw my, way back at that one Speedrun Ragnarok when I ran Let's Go, and that shiny Zubat popped up, remember?
Oh, yeah.
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 Let's see. I just had another... Oh. So... Generation 8 Sword and Shield. For the dens that have, like, you know, the max rate dens. Those are based on some, like, frames that change per, like, day. And there's a way that you can, like, advance the day. It's a pretty common method. You can look it up online pretty easily. But it involves, like, trying to start looking for people when you're offline, and then going and changing the day, and then getting back into the game and backing out. It'll change the day without, like, getting rid of that raid, but it will advance the raid to the next, like, day frame or whatever. But anyway, based on, like, where you are in that kind of, like, frame advancement, using, like, you know, tools that, like, can, like, hack into your save file and get, like, the secret IDs that numbers out and everything, you can determine, like, how many days you would have to go to get a guaranteed shiny raid den. In some cases, it's, you know, a couple hundred. In others, it's several thousand. But, yeah, raid dens are, like, have, like, static shininess. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And if you have the Crown Tundra DLC and do the Dynamax adventures, any shiny Pokemon you get won't be shown as shiny until you've, like, ended and it's got the screen for you to, like, pick which Pokemon you want to keep. The odds for any Pokemon that you can catch there, including the legendaries at the end, 1 in 100.
Huh.
It's
That's slightly better than 1 in 8,000.
Yeah. Well, actually, Gen 6 and onward, it's like 1 in 4,192, I think.
Okay.
They halved it.
That's nice.
The pseudo method, which is a common method of breeding, is when you breed two Pokemon that are from different language games. They have a much better chance of being shiny. It was an Easter egg put into the Gen 4 games by Junichi Masuda, who's like the game's director. Because that was the first game you could like trade internationally because of the online stuff on the DS. And it has persisted in every major game since.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah. We're getting pretty close to the end here. I'm mostly just spouting off random facts to fill the time, but if it would be easier to get the next thing set up, we can go ahead and end this. But I hope everyone had fun. I've certainly enjoyed showing off silly ways to get shiny Pokemon.